My lip looks crazy. It looks like I got beat up. I'm gonna be showing you guys how I have been doing my makeup. I just want to let you guys know I didn't get beat up. My friend decided that she wanted to hit me with her shoulder because she was excited, and she got overly excited, and I was laying on my bed just being a normal citizen in America, just looking at my ceiling, laying down, and I just see her whole body like flying on top of mine, and her shoulder landed on my mouth, and my lip went into my tooth, and now I have a big ass fucking mark on my lip, but it's okay. It's gonna be gone soon, I'm sure, hopefully. Pray for me. The hair that I'm wearing in this video is from Wiggins Hair. So I will list their information. Believe it or not, like, I just got a hold of this Fenty Beauty concealer, and this is in the shade 420. This shit is bomb as F. Like, sis, where have I been? This is so much better than her foundations, to be honest with you, and the coverage is so nice that you can really use it as if it was a foundation. So I've been using e.l.f. foundation, and this is only a $6 foundation. It is so freaking nice, and it's in the shade Latte. I use Latte for the center of my face, and then I go in with my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation in the shade Sienna for the outer part of my face. So I pump both on the back of my hand first, just one pump of each, and then I go and take the Latte shade from e.l.f. and I put that right in here, and also right here and right here, and also right up in here, and just a little bit on the sides of my nose, around my mouth, and just try to build the coverage back up. So when I go in with the second shade, it's going to be kind of like mixing both shades together, but I'm really just focusing Latte in the center, because if I put it down here, it's not going to match me anymore, because I have been in the pool since I've been away from YouTube. So I kind of got a little tan situation. So it really doesn't work if I focus the Latte down here, because it looks like I am not that color. Shit together, and yeah, you don't want to be that girl. So I'm just going to blend this together. I usually use a brush, but this beauty blender is just looking super clean, so I'm just going to use it. But a brush will give you more coverage, obviously, and the beauty blender, this Morphe one, really doesn't pick up that much product, but still, you will still always get more coverage with a brush, especially the brush that I use. I use the Morphe 439, so the product stays right on top of that brush, just so everything can look seamless and flawless. All right, so yeah, that's how I get my flawless like base. And then I like going in with a brighter concealer. I'll show you the two concealers I've been using lately, but I picked up a couple of them, to be honest with you. I want to go back and pick up a Fenty one because hers are just amazing. I picked up Makeup Revolution in C12, the e.l.f. concealer, the Camo concealer in beige, and I also have Tarte Medium, really mind what. I haven't had a bad concealer to over like highlight my face, so I'm just going to blend this one out. But I really do want to pick up a Fenty one just because her quality is so nice. Like, I've been late, and if you guys are late in the game, please go and pick it up off the strength of me, because I was asleep, like really sleep. You can be extra like I'm going to be and add a little bit more concealer. I always do that, and then I always end up taking my I always end up grabbing my Tarte, and I have Tarte in two different colors. I have Tarte in deep, and then I have Tarte in medium. So I just like this one because it actually gives the coverage that I'm looking for, and it stays in place kind of like where I want to keep it, which is like right underneath my eye, And then I also just take it on the sides of my nose is the NYX Wonder Stick. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the contour shade and put it right here. And I noticed that I forgot to do the main thing I wanted to show you guys in this video, and that was using this product right here. I use this first before I put any product on. I put it like right here and then also on my nose, so it can help me know where I want to start and stop putting product on my nose. So it can give off like a healthy glow. Pick up any product that you already laid down. And if you have to do it like this, it's just be gentle if you forget like I did. So look at what I picked up. Fenty setting powder in banana. So nice, like way nicer than Laura Mercier in my opinion. And some people are probably gonna like cringe hearing me say that if you're like a super fan of Laura Mercier, how I used to be. But sis, when something beats something, you just gotta own up to it and, you know, be here for it. Like this though, using a brush and putting it on my face like this. And I also do it the other way by just using your beauty blender to set. But sometimes I don't have my beauty blender around and I have this brush, or vice versa, I don't have this brush and I just use my beauty blender. But I like doing it this way. I don't know why. I just had this in my hand one day and I was like, oh, I can just set with this, and it works. Now you have so many colors to choose from with her setting powders. You have Cashew, that's a little bit darker than this, and I want to go back and get that one too. So I like this one just because it's a brightening shade for me. Set my face using two different powders. I like using this cardamom powder from Bare Minerals, and like I said, it's in the shade cardamom. So I like using this right in this area because the other powder that I am going to use is more red, and I don't like using a red. Okay, so this is basically what you need to know about setting powders. Now, setting powders is definitely for somebody that does have combination skin like me. So when I use setting powders, I use it to set my entire face. Now, I also use setting powder because I set my under eye. And sometimes I set my under eye to brighten, or I set my under eye because I don't want my concealer to crease. I do those two things. So I set my under eyes for those two reasons, because I want my under eye to be bright and I need my concealer not to crease on me. So I use a lighter setting powder. That's why I use this pretty banana shade underneath my eye, and then underneath I don't go with the super dark setting powder that actually matches my skin color, because I want it to have like a gradient effect. Now if I went in with this color right underneath here, it kind of will look patchy, and it won't look patchy, it just won't look as nice as me doing this step first, because you see these two colors are a lot different from each other. This one is actually really like perfect for I think my skin tone, but because I am a little bit darker, you may think this one will work for me a little bit better. But to be honest with you, these two shades are in my complexion. This one is more so in the center of my face. So you can see like I'm doing the same step with my powders that I was doing with my foundation. I put a different foundation in the center because my center is lighter than me, and also because I need it to make sense when it comes to blending all of this in. So it will also make this a lot more pretty and make it look like it's actually supposed to be there, if that makes sense. And then I go in with this one to set down here because this one is a lot warmer. And this one is from Sephora. It's the shade 60 Deep, and they have another one that's darker than this one, and of course the other ones are lighter than this one, but this one works for me. I find that sometimes when I put it in this area, that's how I found out it was a little bit more on the like reddish side, if that makes sense, on my skin complexion, because it kind of started to look like a bronzer, like when I started focusing it in this area, and that's when I realized it was a little bit more red tone. the undertone was a little bit more red. So I'm just also going to set on the sides. Now, this is the step that I've been loving, and I love that I found this step out because it's one less step for my makeup routine, and it's using the Sephora what is this, Spice Market blush palette. Now, I used to grab this one to contour back in the day, but I found other products to contour with, and I kind of like left this one behind. But super perfect, especially if you're a woman of color and you're looking for something to bronze your face with. Definitely grab this palette because this one is super worth it. Look at how many shades are in it that you can work with. It has highlights and blush, and it has this beautiful shade right here. Now, I go ham with this product because I find that its undertone is so pretty that it doesn't look muddy on me. It looks like a really pretty sculpted face. Now, I did this by accident with using this brush right here, and it turned out so nice. And I went out with my boyfriend. I went out with my little boo for our first date, and I did this, and it just looked so nice on me. And then I just like feather it out so it can like look a little bit more realistic. But you can cut your face with this, sis, and feel like the baddest bitch and sculpted and all of that good stuff with this product. So use however much you want. I would just suggest you to go over with this just on the top part, just so everything looks blended. And you can do the same at the bottom, just to be safe, you know? You don't want to be walking out looking crazy, especially if you're on a date. You don't want him to think like your blending skills is not up, sis, and it is, okay? You want this to look like it's sun-kissed and natural and pretty, you know what I'm saying? So I just also take a little bit right underneath my nose, whatever is left. But I really use another brush just because sometimes I don't be wanting to do too much underneath there, but I'm gonna have faith and go ahead and do it with the brush. And I just take a little bit on my chin again, and then right up in here. Alright, so now that I look pretty bronzed, that's like the goal of what I be like going for. What I be going for. That's the goal what I'm going for when I do my makeup, to make myself look like I just was on an island and my toes was in the sand. Now I set my face one more time, and this is pretty much like the final time I set my face. And if you were interested in what I'm setting my face with, it's my Morphe Spray. This, amazing. Don't get any other setting spray. That's $32. Because this one right here is life. It's only $16 and it's so nice. It is not on here, but I think it was like Crown My Canopy or something like that. I don't know. But I'm just going to put that right here on my face. I've been actually highlighting a little bit in a little bit more in this area versus all the way back here, and I find that it gives more of a flattering look on me. So there you go. All right, so moving on. Now that we got that out of the way, we always have to fix the eyebrows on this end because sometimes the powder be getting in them. My best bet is to just go ahead and like clean them off a little bit with like a baby wipe. That's what I always end up having to do. So let me do that and I'll be right back. This carve out situation, so it's not super stark white. Sometimes I like my eyebrows to be pretty highlighted and giving like a halo effect on the bottom, especially if I'm doing like a cool eye look. But on an everyday basis, nah sis, it ain't it. I ain't here for it. So I'm looking for my blending brush. Don't know where it is. Using the same shade from this palette, and I pretty much just buff it or I pack it into my crease first and buff it out. My lashes first. Alright, so because I don't feel like getting up to get the other one, I'm just going to layer this up, and I know it still has some of the Better Than Sex, because it wouldn't be this dark if it didn't. My lip looks crazy. It looks like I got beat up. So that is that. And now what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of this highlight on my brow bone, because that ties every look together. If you feel like something is missing, always pop this right up in here, sis. I'm telling you. Sometimes I forget, and I'll be like, what doesn't look, my look doesn't look complete, like what is wrong? And it's always that right there. Every time. So you turn, and it looks a little frosty and glowy. And popping. So that's that. And I put a little bit on my Cupid's bow right here and on the center of my forehead. Just a little bit. And then I always go back over and dust it away on my forehead so it don't look a little cray-cray. Alright, so I'm gonna clean off my lip ring. I don't know where my nose ring went. Alright, I'm gonna find my nose ring, and then we're gonna fix this hair. But of course, I'm gonna use Naturally Transformed. I'm gonna put Naturally Transformed in the center and then Madeline on top. Beautiful people, so I wanted to talk to you guys about how I felt about the hair really quick just while you see me styling it. And it was because of how amazing this luster was on this hair that I wanted to go ahead and throw a bang in it. And I know in my previous video I just did a fringe for you guys, but this one is a full-on bang, and it was because I just wanted to really like show you how bomb this hair luster is and how natural it looks. So I'm so here for it. Definitely check out Wiggins' information. It will be listed in the description box below. And how thick and full their hair is, it definitely beats the other unit that I actually put the fringe in. So I'm so happy that I did this look with this unit. So I will, like I said, leave their information in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.